Lesson 5 homework question number 16. Suppose that a particular school only admits students that score above the 60th percentile on an entrance exam. This means that select all that apply. Okay, over here on the right I've just kind of given us a blank idea of what percentiles could be. So when we're looking at all of the scores from this exam, and line them up from the lowest to the highest, and there might be some in here that are the exact same, but from the lowest to the highest, this is how we're going to be looking at the data or the information. What it's saying is that if they score above the 60th percentile, that means that of all the students who have taken this test, let's say right here's the 50th, we've split it right in half. The 60th is about over here. These are all of the students that they'll take. Now it doesn't matter how high these scores are, it just means that they are above the 60th percentile compared to everybody who scored lower than that. Okay, so let's move over here. They will only admit the students who score above a 60 on the exam. As you'll notice, there's no scores over here because I didn't want to show that because that doesn't matter. It's comparing the students and their score to all of the other scores. So if it's talking about a 60 on the exam, we don't know that. We just know what they are in relation to the other students. So that's not correct because we don't know that score. The next one, they will only admit 60% of the students who take the entrance exam. Now that's closer, except that it's saying that they will only admit students that score above the 60th percentile. So in comparison to all the students, all of the scores, here's the 50, here's the 60, and they said that they will only admit those above the 60, which means actually they're only going to admit 40. 60% will not get in. So that it's closer in reference to the percent and what it's representing, but it's actually the opposite. Okay, let's move to the next one. They may not admit any student on a given year if no one scores above the cutoff. Again, we don't know what these scores are. We could say that this is maybe like a 40% on the exam and 100%'s up here. We don't know what the scores are, but we do know that they will still accept this 40% no matter what the score is. So the fact or where it says that they may not admit any students, that's not the case because they will admit above the 60th percentile. The next one, they will only admit the students who score above a 40% on the exam. Just like the 60% here, we don't know the scores, and they could be low, they could be high. It doesn't matter. We just know the amount in comparison to the other students. So again, not what it means on the percentile. The next one, they will only admit 40% of the students who take the entrance exam. That's it, right on the money, because here's the 60%. The above portion is what's left over, which is 40%. So that one is true. And then the next one, they will always admit the students with the highest scores no matter how low their scores actually are on the exam. We just talked about that too. This might be, really low on the exam. These, even though they're the highest scores, they could maybe be a 40% and 100%'s up here. But they will still take them because they are at the highest end compared to everybody else. So that's actually true as well. We can verify that with a green check, and we just finished your homework. Good job.